Alright, so today we're talking about some ideas to become a better trader, simple ways, simple tweaks you can make to get better performance in trading. Let's dive right in. Alright, I'm gonna stay inside because it's way too hot outside here in Pattaya. The view is beautiful, but man, it's really hot there. So let's do this inside. I want to share with you today some tips and tricks on how to become better in trading. Things you can do, very simple tweaks, but that anyone can do. And that will make a pretty big difference on your results in trading. So without further ado, let's go with the first one. And that is to perform every single week a weekly review for your trading. So every single week, I think every trader should sit down, look at what they did in the past week, their performance, what went well, what didn't go well, how they can improve. Very few people do this because it's a tough thing to do, and it's tough to be responsible and to be honest with how you are performing and whether you did a bad job or not. But by doing this, you figure out very quickly what doesn't work and what you need to work on and improve. So if you do this more and more over time, you'll find ways to improve, and then you can set goals for the next week on how to become better. Any trader should be honest with himself and know exactly what doesn't go well, know exactly what goes well, and what his strengths are, what his weaknesses are, and then figure out how these affect trading on a weekly basis. So that weekly review can take as fast as like 15 minutes, or it could be like an hour thing. So like you really reflect, you really sit down, you look at all your trades, figure out what went well, what didn't go well, and then you make that adjustment for the next week. The problem is when you let a bad week affect your next week, and then the next one after, and the next one, and so on, and a bad week turns into like a bad month and a bad year, then you just keep losing money and bleeding forever. So that's not what we want to have. You want to have a bad week, okay, that's fine. Happens from time to time, but we want to have some experiences, things we can do to become better in the coming week. Alright, this principle number 2, I feel like I gotta say it. It's very simple and very kind of intuitive, but you gotta do more of what works and less of what doesn't. What that means is every time you have a trade that loses, you want to know what happens with this losing trade. Did you make any mistake? Did you do anything that was counterproductive against your trading? Or did you trade in a market environment that was not good for your trades? For example, you're always trading pullbacks in like a sideways market. These are things that you do over and over again that will cause many losses, but you gotta spot them out. Figure out when I do this, when I trade this strategy in this market condition, I always lose, I'm gonna stop doing it. I do less of what doesn't work, and I'll focus on more of what works. You might be best at trading breakouts, for example, so trade more breakouts. You might be best for me is trading reversals. I trade more reversals. I'm good at breakout too. Breakout comes second, but the reversals I'm the best at in my performance. I've seen that for myself. So I know these things, I have to do more of them. I know when I need to trade those more in sideways market. When we have a clear support, a clear resistance, I trade these setups, and that's where I'm the best at. So I do more of that on more pairs, and I do less of things that I'm not good at. So these pullbacks, these are the strategies that I'm not really good at, I do less of those. Simple tweak, but it can make a big difference once you understand that. Alright, my third tip here is to focus more on drawdown. Most traders focus on the returns they can make, how much money they can make each month, how fast I will get wealthy and millionaires, but very few people focus on the drawdown. How can I reduce my drawdown? How can I risk less? How can I make the return toward the risk better? And it's all about a focus on the drawdown, not the returns. So if you find like you have big losses now, or you have periods of like losing a lot of money in the market, and you're tired of that, then you might want to focus more on your drawdown. Figure out what happens when you trade and it doesn't work, what happens when you lose a lot of trades in a row, what happens there. Try to focus on this, and try to focus on any risk management techniques you could use to reduce that drawdown. I've done a video in the past with Michael Tama, a professional risk manager, on risk management. It's a full guide on some tips and tricks for risk management. I'll leave this link over here in the corner. Also link below in the description of the video. So if you want to learn more about risk management, check that one out. It's very powerful. It's something that will help you to reduce your drawdown, reduce your risk, and have a much smaller chance of blowing up your account if you ever have a chance to do it. So that stuff is pretty powerful. Okay, next on my list is also a powerful trick, and that is to only set rules that fit your personality and fit you as a trader. Now, most people, when they want to set rules for their trading, they look online at other people, how they're doing things, what strategy they trade, what rules they have for doing their trades. But these rules are all based for these people. They're not based for yourself. If you want to become a better trader, only set rules that actually work for you. Set rules that help you trade better. We all have beliefs about what we should trade, what works in the market, what makes us comfortable. We're never going to be all the same as traders. And you should be able to embrace these beliefs and these thoughts and whatever you believe is best for your trading. It's like taking partial profits, moving your stop loss to break even, trailing your stop loss, going for bigger reward, going for smaller reward. whatever you believe in, whatever you like best, and it makes you feel comfortable in trading. These are things you should have in your plan. I've made a whole video on this in the past. Again, I'll leave it link in the corner over here so you can check it out. And you can kind of learn how to make your strategy based on you as a trader, your personality, and that will make a big difference on your results, I'm sure. So the reason why most people cannot follow their plan is they have rules that are based for the other person next to them, not for themselves. They have rules based on a trader who's actively day trading when they are better swing trader, or they have rules for the guy who's taking big positions while you should be taking smaller positions, or they have rules for the guy who's looking for big targets while you should be focusing on smaller targets, and you can be very successful with these small targets. It's all about being able to focus on rules that fit you and not rules that are going against whatever you believe in. You'll increase your discipline and you'll start to feel better about your trading and not be so stressed about the trades you take or the drawdown that you have in the future. Alright, so my next tip, I'm not sure what number we're at all, so let's just go ahead right away with it anyway. And that is to spend only on quality. Now you gotta say, well, what does that mean with trading? Or like, who cares about quality and like spending on quality while trading? It's useless. Well, it's kind of important. So it's all about your money mindset, and I've done a video on this a few days ago about improving your money mindset and getting more comfortable with making money. But not just that, it's also the fact that sometimes you spend money on like tools, trading software, for example, education, courses. And you might feel like you want to spend the least money possible, like you want to save the most money, find the best deal possible. And sometimes you find a deal and then you buy something like very cheap, but then you don't get any results from it, or you see issues with it. And you have to buy this next thing more expensive in the future. So why not, instead of doing that, spending only on quality, making sure you're getting the best coach possible for your style and for your personality and for your trading. Making sure you get the best software possible for what you need at this point. Making sure you don't cheap out on things that can help you become better, and spend only on quality things that will get you results, and not spend money on things that will just kind of get you by barely, or things that will cost you a lot more down the line because you make the wrong spending decision first. This applies to trading and anything else, of course, in life. Very crucial. Now, you know how some people are saying trading is not fulfilling, including myself. You could trade all day, you could be placing trades, making a lot of money, but you might not be as fulfilled as if you go out and meet people, or if you go out around other people, or you actually help someone do something and improve their life, or you collaborate with other people. Now the key here, if you're not feeling fulfilled for trading, or you're feeling lonely about your trading, is to actually build a day you're proud of. And what that means is sometimes we think that we should be focusing on trading for the whole day. But there's actually so many other things you gotta put in place for you to feel proud about the day you are going through. And if you don't have all these things in place in your day, that's how you end up unfulfilled or lonely at the end of the day. So make sure you build a day you are proud of with things that help you to become better, but also things that help you feel fulfilled. So every single day you have some part of education, some part where you learn something useful, part where you produce, so you get your work done, you actually trade, or you do whatever else you do to produce stuff in your day, to accomplish things. You should have some parts of relationship, so having connections with other people, connecting with people. This is very crucial for people who feel lonely in trading. So you could even connect with traders, send emails to people you know, and kind of try to have a chat with them. See how you can connect with more people who are in trading or even outside trading. And you should have some parts of exercise, being active, because it's actually good for hormones, it's actually good for feeling better about yourself. And if you exercise, you'll probably be able to get more discipline in trading as well. So why not do it at the same time? If you put these things in your day and you feel fulfilled, like you feel like you are proud of yourself at the end of the day, it's gonna be a lot better to trade the next day. Because sometimes people are getting these cycles of like negative thinking, and because they have a bad trade that affects their whole day and their whole life, and then they are losing more and more money, and that affects their life. But you actually have to have things you're proud of other than trading, and these things will reflect in your own trading after. So I'm not talking about these things often here on the channel, but I hope this makes sense for you. Leave me thoughts below in the comment section as always. I want to hear what you think. Which of these tips you have to work on the most? Let me know in the comment section below. Make sure you're subscribed if it's not done yet. I publish videos like this 3 times a week. So 2 videos like this during the week, 1 or 2 during the weekend, every single Sunday, with a trader around the world who's achieving big goals and you can learn from. So click the subscribe button with the bell next to it to be notified of these YouTube videos. And I'll catch you back here in the next video pretty soon. Ciao.